Hello everyone and welcome to A Slice of My Life. No, this is not review time, but this is an apology that I want to make to all of you, especially to Joshua of Spinetic Spinners, because in my review video of the Cutbar, I spoke about these buttons as if they were the Cutbar buttons, and I have to say that I'm really sorry because these are not the Cutbar buttons, and for me, I don't even know what happened to me. I just completely thought that these were the Cutbar buttons. Now I'm going to show you the actual Cutbar buttons, and these are what they look like. Maybe because I've had the Cutbar for such a long time that, you know, I've been changing buttons out, trying on new buttons and everything, that I completely forgot that these were the original buttons. For some reason, I thought that these came with the Proton Spinner. These buttons over here are the pressure bar buttons. So whatever comments I made about the buttons in the Cutbar video review, take that as me talking about the pressure bar buttons instead. So there's some things that I'm going to highlight about in this video, especially with regards to the buttons. So let me just take the opportunity to do it right now. These were the prototype pressure bar buttons that are two of the same halves and held in by a set screw. So this is not by any fault of Joshua's. For me, I just assumed that it is because it is the first run of the Cutbar, and so the buttons were made in this way. But no, guys, check this out. These buttons are dedicated male and female buttons. There we go. They are dedicated. So this is my fault, and I humbly apologize. I hope that you guys will be able to forgive me for that. Here, I'll show you the height. So the original Cutbar buttons, these are the low profile ones. You could see the difference in height. You could see that it is almost maybe 2/3 of the height of the pressure bar buttons. And let me just put these on to the Cutbar itself. And clearly they are meant for press fit. And yes, that comment about the Unifit Cutbar buttons still stands. There is a Unifit version of the Cutbar buttons in case you guys are interested in getting one for yourself. But this is what it actually should look like. And the thing about the low profile buttons is that yes, it is just slightly taller than the weights. You could still table spin it, sure, on a solid surface, but once you get something softer, then it's not going to work. Like for example, here's a paper towel or a kitchen towel. Let me just, I'll fold it into a quarter. Okay, so that's, I'll try and flatten it out as much as I can. Put this here and I'll spin it. So you can see that just because this is a softer surface and because it kind of rises up a little bit, you won't be able to spin it. And I also have a little bit of sponge here, even if I don't apply pressure downwards. Yeah, so in order for you to get a nice table spin, you're gonna have to find something of a solid surface like this. This one encourages more of a pinch grip. Whether it encourages a pinch grip or whether or not it's for people who generally use pinch grips, I think it's way better because a flat grip definitely would get in the way of the spin itself. Your finger would definitely rub against the weights. You could see how close they are. Just, yeah, that's one thing. But of course, like I mentioned also in the review video, Spinetic does offer a taller version. So if you are someone with meaty fingers like myself, and if you are someone who uses the flat grip mainly for fidgeting with your spinners, then consider getting the tall buttons instead of this one. But like I said, this was the first run and I got this, and for some reason, I don't know why, guys, I'm sorry. I thought that I got the taller versions for the first run, but I jumped on it because Joshua was trying out these shorter buttons. So a lot of the information I said in that video was just based off a very vague memory because this was with me for at least, I don't know, a few months basically. So I have to apologize once again. So Joshua, I'm sorry. Everyone else, I'm sorry that I made that video without even realizing that I was talking about the wrong buttons in the first place. But here you go. These are the original or the correct version of the buttons for the Cutbar. And so these buttons actually feature steps going inward. I count 1, 2, 3, 4 steps going in, excluding the outermost lip. While it is not a bowl or dish shape, it is going inward, so it's all steps. And because the steps are quite close to each other, they don't feel sharp at all. They do feel a bit like a dish instead. So that's something that is of quite a nice texture. It of course provides you with a pretty good grip. Like I said, if this was of a taller variation, then I would probably enjoy it a lot more. But right now, these buttons are a little bit too short for my personal taste. And just to share with you guys, one of the buttons that I mainly used with the Cutbar when I was having it on my EDC was the collider buttons by Unquiet Hands. And I really like those collider buttons because they are tall, really interestingly shaped as well, and provided a nice grip. So it was tall enough of a clearance away from the weight that I could actually just hold it and I could grip it really tight if I wanted to. So yes, basically this is it, guys. I apologize once again, and I will do my best not to make such a blunder again in the future, because you know I've actually got a bunch of spinners that I have lined up that I want to do reviews on, but I guess I've been changing out buttons here and there so much that I actually lose track of what the original buttons actually are. And not to try to defend myself in any way, but when I did try and look for pictures of this, I saw pictures of this and I took a glance of this, and I thought immediately these were the Cutbar buttons because they are press fit and, well, yeah, steps. So I do apologize once again. I hope that you guys will forgive me, and especially you, Joshua, and the Spinetic team. I really am sorry. But guys, these are the correct buttons that go with the Cutbar, so I'll put this button aside. That's it, everyone. Thank you so much for sharing in this slice of my life. I do apologize once again. I will try my best not to make such mistakes in the future. Thanks for bearing with me, everyone. And thanks for sticking all the way throughout. And until the next episode, everyone, Gaga, Boost.